Welcome to this edition of Undercover Boss. I had the great fortune to spend time with Nancy Pawlik. Nancy is a paraprofessional at Eastridge High School. She's worked there for quite a while and has a great reputation for helping kids both academically and socially. This morning it was a little bit different because we actually surprised Nancy. We know she's really excited about this, and
Nancy Pawlik?
yes, superstar. Yeah. So, good morning.
Nice to meet you.
And I want you to know that your colleagues thought it would be fun to surprise you. Normally we let you know that we're coming, but we surprised her because her colleagues knew that she's very humble and she doesn't like to be recognized for the great work she does. So we started out the morning surprising her, which was wonderful, and then followed her through her schedule. She spends time in regular classrooms working with some of our students that need extra time and extra help. So she'll be in with a regular classroom teacher, and while they're working on their assignments or during the lecture, she can move around the classroom and help kids individually. You may see that there's not as much footage as we have captured in other visits. And the reasons for that is because Nancy works with a number of students and there is privacy issues in filming. So we don't have as much footage of the actual classrooms and the work that was done just because of those reasons. I was very impressed with Nancy's enthusiasm. She loves her work. We talked about what a wonderful job it is, and for those of you that are in other professions, what a great profession this is if you're ever contemplating a move or a change. I had the opportunity to talk with Nancy and ask her a few questions about her work, and so why don't we go to that interview now. Today I'm spending time with Nancy Pawlik. Nancy is one of our paraprofessionals at Eastridge High School working with our special needs students to provide academic support and social support. So I'm really excited to spend some time with you, Nancy, and I've heard wonderful things about your connections with students. So if you could tell us a little bit about how long you've held this position.
Okay, I'm and this will sound strange to have to say, but it's 20-some years. I honestly don't know exactly, and I think that probably means you like your job if you're not counting it down. Because I had started back in the district a long time ago, and then when I had my daughter, I took a 5-year leave, as I called it, and took care of her, and then I went back and I'm doing it. So I've done the middle school, I've done Title I, and now I'm up at the high school and
Great.
Loving it.
Can you tell us what's your favorite part about the job? I think the whole aspect of what you do is so important, supporting kids and helping classroom teachers and parents know that their kids are moving forward academically, but from your perspective, on a day-to-day basis, what do you like the most about the job?
The kids, without a doubt the kids, because they bring you energy, they're fun. You get to see them grow and change just from the year, but even from 9th to 12th when you see them. And it's fun to see that progression.
And what made you become interested in working with kids in this way? Why did you want to get into this type of job?
Well, that's a good question. I think at first it was because it probably fit the home life, that I could be off when my kids were off and still be a good mom, I felt, but have a job. But then it just grew into that I really liked it, and I found it's a valuable thing to have paras in the schools. I think that we're very helpful to the teachers, to the administration, and to the kids.
And what skill sets do you feel are needed to be successful in a position like this? Say our audience is watching and this seems like an attractive position that they'd like to look at in the future. What would you recommend?
I think that you have to love kids, first of all. Patience. Be willing to learn, because you get to learn a lot of things in the school. You really do. Things that you kind of think, oh, kind of forgot that from my high school days or college days, and take it and enjoy it and know that each day is going to be different, and that's what makes it, I think, really enjoyable. There's nothing mundane or the same about it. It's always a new challenge every day.
Well, that lead into this next question. What does your typical day look like? Is there a typical day?
Only in that you know what schedule you're probably following, yes. Every try can be different as to what classes that you're in or what grade you're helping. But you usually, as a pair that I'm at the high school, will have times that you're in a classroom with the teacher, being their assistant and helping them. You can be in a strategies class, which is where you're helping the students do their homework and anything else that they're missing, maybe it's even downtime. You could find yourself helping in science to gym to everything in between, helping with the cafe even with the kids.
So on a daily basis or a weekly basis, how do you determine what you will focus on with a student? Is that through working with classroom teachers that they ask you to work with the student individually, or is it through the IEP process?
It would be both. You're definitely following the lead of the teacher as to what they would like the whole class doing, and you help the whole class. You don't just help the special needs kids in there, but you also are making sure that the IEP is followed. Do they need notes? Do they have the test read? Are you rewording things so that they understand what they're doing? Are things modified? And so you'll talk with the case manager and read the IEP also to know what you should be doing that's going to help the student the best.
Now, as a district, we try to focus on personalizing the environment for kids, personalized learning, and getting to know kids. Is there anything special you do to make connections with the students you work with?
Here at Eastridge there are, I think, because we have link crew, so you can be with kids in that type of setting, that they stay ninth grade pretty close together as a group. You get to really know them well, and this year that's what I'm mostly in, is ninth grade. So that's another way that you can. But just that there's time to talk with them, and you get to sit by them and they share things and talk with you. And especially when you can be in a smaller setting, because sometimes you pull them out, I think they feel they can talk.
Isn't this the greatest job?
Yes.
I mean,
it is.
Why would anyone want to do anything other than work with students?
With students. It is. It's a wonderful job.
Now, Nancy, I've also seen that the students have recognized you as someone that they care about and like to work with by some of the awards in the office. And I think that's just, I just want to say that on camera, that I thank you so much for the work. It's so important in helping our kids get through. In the complexity of life at the high school level, I think our students are so sophisticated in their thinking, but they need so much support in ways that maybe they didn't need a few years ago, and I think you bring that to the school, and obviously it's been recognized, and I point that way because the awards were up on the wall today. So can you talk a little bit about what the kids have recognized you for, the staff, a little bit about that recognition? I know it's embarrassing, but it's again a tribute to the great work that you do.
Well, I think the one I know that is up there is that I do go to the concerns meetings on Thursdays, and that's an optional thing. It's before my work time, but I do find it very valuable for me so that I know what things are going on with some of the kids' lives, what interventions are being done to help them, and so they recognize that I did that. And you get little things just from the kids sometimes that just make you feel good.
Well, that's wonderful.
We all need that.
Exactly. Yeah. So in closing, I'd like to thank Nancy for allowing us to spend time with her and to really see firsthand the great work that she does. Our kids are so lucky to have professionals like Nancy that are caring, that are competent, and will go above and beyond any type of expectation to make sure that all kids succeed. So thank you again for tuning into this edition of Undercover Boss, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode.